Attention.
For those of you who don't know who some of us are, I'm Bill. I host the NerdNest podcast. This is Russ, a.k.a. Retro Game Core.
Hello. Hi. Hey, everybody.
One person over is Will Wulffden.
Hey.
Woo! And then we got Bob Wolf over there. Those guys run the Wulffden podcast.
Hey. Good to see you.
So I think we got to make sure that everybody understands this. We're going to be shouting because I can't hear anything that they're saying.
Trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying to yell and look at you at the same time.
I'm just going to do this, hold the mic close to my mouth.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. So we are here to talk about handheld gaming in 2025, and Russ brought something that we thought we would make Bob do a live review of a device he's never touched before.
Russ likes to do this thing where he says, Bob is going to love this or Bob is going to hate this. So what is this on the, what do you think this is? Should you tell me before or after?
You're gonna love the feel of it, and you are gonna hate the price of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Get my sweaty hands
I think he's also going to hate the feel of it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Neo Pocket S2. So they just announced this thing. I don't know, like 5 days ago, and I got a new one. It's got the Snapdragon 8 G3 Gen 3 in it. So it's basically a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3.
What other devices have that?
None.
Okay.
So this is the most
new
powerful.
and powerful.
Most
Okay.
powerful. Yeah. Android based. Let's let him play with it first, and then I'll talk about pricing.
Okay.
So
It looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks cool.
The screen is nice.
it's got
Android,
a
you said?
metal shell around it.
I do like the feel of it.
No!
Uh-huh.
So it's got rounded. It's very solid, and it's got rounded edges. I like square stuff. I like sharp edges because I just think it looks nice. It's like Apple, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks very nice, but it's so flat, like it's hard to
I
hold.
like that. It's more portable.
So I've been calling it a really premium Nintendo Switch Lite.
Yeah,
Is what it feels like.
Is this crooked? The
I don't know.
The fan thing looks crooked.
It might be your eyes. I don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I like it. So you're saying it's really powerful. What is that going to do for me? Because
Well,
there's
it's
like a
Android.
tap on Android.
Yeah.
gaming.
Yeah, it's Android, so it's going to play your PS2 games even better. You know, it's
Okay.
1440p screen. So that
Why?
means you can play
It's so small.
Yeah, so you can play it at 4x resolution, which is crazy.
Okay, so that's better scaling for.
Yeah, it'll be better for GameCube and PS2 and stuff.
Okay, so what is that? 480p upscaled to.
Yeah, exactly. 480i
upscaled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing though, like you're kind of stuck after that with Android. There is a PS3 emulator, RPCSX, but it's not very good. You can do Win-Later on it, but that's a pain in the butt. Wii U, Nintendo Switch, which are all very early and still being in the works and stuff. That's about it.
How's the fan on it?
Will, don't
It's
break
good.
it.
It's good.
Promises.
I mean, I would say the big thing about it is that because it's so powerful, you can play your PS2 games without having to go in the high performance mode, which means
Okay.
you don't have to turn the fan on. So it's like quiet when you're playing those games, which is cool.
So I talk a lot of shit about and Neo.
Yeah.
Because I don't like their PC handhelds. They have cool concepts, but they're like
Right.
janky as all hell.
Yeah.
But their Android stuff is pretty good. I like their Android stuff.
I was surprised they even sent it to me in the first place because I talk smack about them all the time too, and they stopped sending me.
I've been taken off their list.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk price.
You did leak it a little bit
Yeah.
before the show.
Yeah. So it's $440 starting price for the low end model. This is the high end model, and it's $700 early bird pricing
Absolutely not.
for an Android based device. They can
Absolutely
kind of
not.
do some Wii U.
What do you get for the cheap one? What's in the cheap one?
The cheap one's got 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, and has a smaller battery, but still 8,000 milliamp hours. So still
But you
very
still
big.
get the screen though.
You still get the screen. Screen's the same. LCD 1440p.
Did you
That
say
doesn't
128?
sound bad.
Did you say 128 gigs of storage?
Yeah.
That's too low.
Well, it's got micro SD card slot, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But even still, like,
Yeah,
for that
and
money.
so it's a lot. $440, before shipping or whatever.
That's
Also,
Switch 2 money.
yeah,
I don't know anybody who's like, man, this handheld's good, but I would love a 1440p screen.
right,
Yeah.
Like, oh, this 1080p screen isn't good enough for me.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing. So
It's suffering from the same thing that we always seem to be suffering from. Bigger number, better.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's
Absolutely.
their whole a lot of these companies like Neo and Ambernick, they gotta release
Yeah.
a million devices. Every month's got to be another device.
They got to one up everyone, and yeah. This
Yeah.
one does have a cool thing. You can pull this D-pad off and then put a shield one on top, kind of like the
Okay.
Neo 3.
like the
Yeah, yeah.
Xbox one.
Yeah.
I do like
Yeah,
the PC handheld that does.
right,
that.
right. The
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got that.
I happen to have my Ambernick 35 SP.
Did I give that to you?
Yes.
I don't remember that color.
Well,
I wouldn't have
like,
given that to you.
I like that color.
It's
but
good.
like, this can do everything almost that can do aside from PS2 and GameCube. But that's like what?
$60.
$60? Yeah.
$60.
So the gap here between performance, not that big.
Yeah.
Right, when you think about it, but the price gap is at 10 times more expensive.
Absolutely
the
not.
library you're getting with just this, even though it caps out at like Dreamcast, it's
Yeah.
like still,
Yeah.
that's a lot of games.
It's a
Yeah.
whole retro library.
You'll
Yeah.
never play all of those games.
Yeah,
So,
and it's more pocketable.
yeah.
And there's the like if you lose it or break it, you can replace it. You could buy for one of those. You could buy I don't know like a dozen of those.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
It makes it like we've been like our whole like intro to our careers. We were like reviewing these things and we were like, oh, this one's good, but if only it had this.
Right.
And then like that came out. That's
Yeah.
and we're like, this is kind
That's
of
it.
perfect.
That's
and
all
they
you
keep
need.
releasing stuff, and I'm like, I
Stop.
don't really care. Like,
Yeah.
this is just
Stop
fine,
doing
right?
that.
I mean, think about like you had the Super Mario World Yoshi's Island test because that used to be a requirement. It's like,
Yeah.
can it play Super Nintendo? Was a big deal.
Yeah.
Now you still do the test, but it doesn't really matter because
Yeah.
they all can play it.
I gave up because I've never had anything fail recently, and also I don't want to show Nintendo games if I don't have to.
yeah,
So,
there's that. Yeah.
yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Let's say that we were going to build one. What would be the things that you would want in a retro handheld that we could do to replace Will's RG35XXSP?
I used to not be like a clamshell guy. Like I'm cool with like the Slate Game Boy Advance. Like that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
But now I like it because you can just put it in your pocket. You don't need a case or anything. So like that's kind of just it. I mean, I would love if it was more powerful. I would pay like $100. The one with the sticks now is like the one because
Right.
now you have sticks, so I can play like
Yeah.
an actual Dreamcast or N64.
But it has
game.
the same chipset.
It's the same chip.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love for it to be more powerful, but my pain point with this was playing what was it?
Dreamcast.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
The D-pad is not great for that. I was
Yeah.
playing it, but it would be
Gotcha.
nice to have a thumbstick. And now you got a thumbstick. It's not the most comfortable thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm using it for its pocketability, not for its comfort, you know?
What do you have gripes about that?
for this,
Yeah.
mostly just things with like the emulators on it, like, you know, really basic stuff like loading games on it,
Right.
making sure they're in the right location,
Yeah.
using the right emulator, you know, because some of these things have like 10 emulators for one system.
This was like your intro to like retro hand.
You gave me like a different Ambernick, like an earlier one, and I hated it because it was just too complicated for what I needed it to be. But like this is like much closer to the ideal where you just put the game on in the right folder and it does the rest for you.
Yeah.
So
What operating is that? The stock Ambernick
Stock.
operating
Yeah.
system?
I don't think I get. It was like when it first came out, so it was
Yeah,
just dumb.
gotcha. Okay.
And I didn't even know he had it. I forgot that he had it.
yeah.
So
like I wouldn't be opposed to something like this, moderately more powerful, can do like PS2 games and GameCube games like flawlessly, but like a 480p widescreen is all you need.
Yeah.
It can be like a cruddy.
oh, I
I'm
got
trying
a
to like.
perfect one for you. You
I'm
just have to replace the screen in it.
I'm trying to like watch
Oh,
my
I got
language. I
that
saw
one,
a kid come in
Is that
here.
one? Oh, is this the replaced screen?
Yeah.
So the
What is it?
Retroid, what is it called?
Pocket Mini V2.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the one they released, and then the screen was a little messed up and didn't
Yes.
scale right.
And now it has an AMOLED screen, right?
Okay.
OLED screen, 31 by 27 aspect ratio, which is essentially 8 by 7.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
actually, everything
it's
works
actually
really
really
well
good.
with it. Game Boy
Okay.
Color, you know, all the way to the Super Nintendo and stuff like that. I basically play everything in 8 by 7, and it's great.
Okay.
Give me a minute to start it up. But this is $200.
Okay.
And it can play PS2 and GameCube. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
And I like
again-
that aspect ratio for that.
Right.
because
Yeah.
I don't need my PS2 games to be widescreen.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, but some of those games are in widescreen and they look really nice.
Even when we were growing up, we did not play them on widescreen.
Well, no, because we had a 4x3 screen
Yeah,
everywhere.
and we liked it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You
You
kids
pulled it
these
down on
days.
your head.
What OS is it? It's just Android.
It's
right?
Android,
Yeah.
and then I put the emulation station front end on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the handheld I brought to play with. Even though I had the $700 one with me, I was like, I want to bring something I want to play, so I brought the $200 one.
Yep.
So,
What aspect ratio, Russ, do you prefer to have?
for a handheld,
Yeah. Well, for a retro handheld.
yeah. So if I'm going to be playing up through PS2, then yeah, 4:3 is like what I would prefer, just because everything scales nicely. But then if I'm going to go beyond that, especially if I'm playing like Switch and Wii U, then 16:9. I know a lot of people like 3:2 aspect ratio, which is like between them, and that'll scale right, but you've got to have a good size screen for that. And there's not that many out there.
Yeah. I
kinda-
prefer
I like-
4:3.
I kind of am starting to like the like more square aspect ratio.
Yeah. The
because-
one-to-ones, like the RG Cube.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a great mix between like playing Game Boy Advance and playing original Game Boy, and you get the 4:3.
Yeah, and that
So,
one's kind of
like the
got that.
props that you get are like really not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this, like the Aya Neo DMG, like I like that
Yeah.
aspect ratio a lot.
Right. Yeah, it's the same screen, actually.
Oh yeah. Now I'm remembering.
Yeah.
What I do is I review these things and then they go on a shelf and I never look at them again.
The thing about the taller ones is that all the bars are at the top and bottom, which are just easier to manage as opposed to a wide handheld where your hands are further apart.
And with this, since it's OLED, the crops just
Disappear.
disappear. Yeah, and this is black, so I didn't realize black would be like the way to go. With something
Yeah.
like that. That's
Yeah.
sick.
So there we go. We got the
There you go.
perfect
Sold.
handheld already.
I'll take it.
Okay. Well, here's what I want to know next. If you're going to put a screen in there, do you want to have it like it bumps the cost up? Would you want to have it be 120 hertz so that you can do black frame insertion?
Yes.
Maybe.
Nobody does that.
I'm not that picky about that.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't mess around with that.
No.
Unless it was baked in. If
Yeah.
you saw it baked in, you would like it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to mess with that. I
Russ,
messed around with it like once, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever. I want everything."
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Can you explain to everybody in case they don't know what black frame insertion is?
So there's like two things you can do with 120 hertz and beyond panels. Is you basically black frame insertion is very simple. You just put a black frame in between every other frame at a 60 hertz gain, and then that makes it a lot smoother when it comes to like motion clarity. So it feels like playing on a CRT because you're not getting a lot of blurring, and so it's pretty awesome. But there's also another feature called sub frame or sub shader something BFI. It's like a BFI type, but it's lighter. It doesn't darken the screen, but does something very similar. And so that's what I have running on, not that one. Oh, another 120 hertz display I've been messing around with. And it's great because it doesn't make the screen darker, And I need to make a video about that, about how to turn that on, because you have to turn on RetroArch. You've got to use a special shader for it. And then even then you got to throw on another CRT shader to make it look good. You got to mess with it. So that's this whole video on itself. But yeah, I think that's kind of the way to go. If you got 120 hertz screens, use one of those.
There's another popular handheld that just came out that has a 120 hertz screen.
Uh-oh.
That can play GameCube games, technically.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great if that one had?
Oh, yeah.
Black
We're talking about
BFI.
the Switch.
Right.
If it had any 120 hertz features at all,
Yeah,
that would
right.
be great.
Right.
So I remember when you made your review. Actually, I don't think it was in your review. I think it was during one of your shorts. You were like showing how you filmed your Switch 2 in high frame rate.
Yeah,
and then
so
you-
I feel like I got duped. So I thought Mario Kart World was running in 120 frames per second because it looks really good
Yeah.
in handheld mode. When we went to the Nintendo event, the first thing they let you play is Mario Kart World, and that's the only game I played there in portable mode. They also had Zelda, but that's 60 frames, so that's not a big deal. But and I asked the guy, I was like, "Is this 120?" He's like, "Yeah, it's running 120." So he didn't know. He was just parroting what I said. But that made me think that it was 120. And then I'm playing it, and it looks like 120. And the reason it looks like that is because of all the blur. And so the screen refreshes really slowly, and it doesn't hold the frame for that long. So it blurs into the next frame. And that's really not a big deal, but it tricked me into thinking that it was a real 120 hertz. So then I was like, well, they said this is 120. What games are going to use that? And one, it's Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour, and it's one little game in it. So they set up the Nintendo event to make it seem like it was a perfect storm of like, this room is dark, the screen is bright,
yes.
this game is really fast, so it looks really good. And that's it. Now that I have the Switch in my hands, I was like, is this even really HDR? Is this like screen ever gonna hit 120 in anything? And the more I'm playing with it, the more I'm like, I feel like I was lied to about this. I like it. I like it for a lot of reasons, but I was really excited about a lot of technical details that ended up not really being true. The variable refresh rate on a TV, like I like to play on a monitor, and that's just not a thing anymore. They took it off the spec list on the website. Yeah. So all the things I was excited about, I was like, oh, Nintendo is like joining the rest of the hardware industry. Right. And they just aren't. It's like the shitty version of all of these specs.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. The honeymoon is over with the Switch 2.
And it sucks. No, I do like it.
Throw it in the trash.
I do like it. Wait, if you're on the fence about it, wait for some more games.
Yeah.
Yes, I would buy one right now because there's only like one game to play.
Yeah.
Because all the other games are like people have already played those games.
Yeah.
All of them. It's kind of the Switch 1 launch all over again.
We're going to have Mario Kart. We're going to have Donkey Kong Bonanza soon. I hope that has like a performance mode or something, because the whole game is you making particle effects happen.
Right.
That's going to slow down like a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as long as it can get 60 out of that, I think I'd be happy.
Yeah. I think it's going to dip in handheld mode. I think it's going to dip below 60. Yeah. I'm hoping for a performance mode or something.
But you played it in New York, right?
Yeah, instant frame dips the second it loaded. But, it's a pre-release game.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting, Mario Odyssey ran at like 30 and dipped also. So, like, I'm not expecting that much.
Yeah.
I'm curious from the audience, how many of you have one of these things, like a retro handheld?
Any version.
Okay. How many of you people have like a Steam Deck?
Awesome.
Okay.
These are our people right here.
Yeah.
How many of you guys have a Switch 1? Switch 2?
That's like the whole crowd.
Wow. That's a lot.
I think these people have a problem. We all have the same problem.
The thing is, the Switch 2 was so readily available that like I feel like you can just go and buy it, which makes it so much
They did
more
a
enticing.
really good job keeping it stocked up. I'm very shocked.
I was talking to a friend about this, and I think what happened is when the tariffs were announced, Nintendo said, ship them all.
Yeah.
Ship them all to the United States.
Yeah.
And so I think that they have enough here that like if you would ask the people who are counting things at Nintendo, they would have said, well, we'll sell this many by August. And that's how many they already had here because they were afraid that they would have to hike the price.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I mean, it's record-breaking sales, and you can still go get one. So, like, that's
it's really
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah. I was kind of used to there being, like, a wait for, like, the PlayStation 5. You couldn't get that for, like, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I bought 3 because we were afraid we weren't going to get one, and I wanted to be able to make a video.
The thing is, though, I think of all the console releases, like this one feels the least exciting to me because it really is just like a super Switch. And so there's no urgency for me to buy it other than to make videos for my channel. And so it's weird that they had so many sales, but then also it's not super exciting to me in the first place.
I was very excited because of the technical details. And then I got it, and then I was like, oh. And now I'm not excited anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a Mario Kart guy.
Yeah.
I do not like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, but like I lost interest very quickly. I've been playing like the Lenovo Legion Go S and stuff like that.
It's so fun.
I keep picking that. The week that I got the Switch, I was laying in bed playing the Lenovo Legion Go S.
That says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will,
Yes.
did you pick up a Switch too?
I did not.
He didn't even touch it until yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kept forgetting to show him it.
I imagine Will sitting there. Bob's on his way over, and he's like, "Oh, Bob's gonna let me touch the Switch 2 today."
He tried it at Wood's house.
Yeah.
He's been to my house and
Twice, yeah.
I just never showed it to him.
I now have 2 Switch 2 grips.
He's got all these. Everybody's
I have
handing
these
him accessories, and he's got
no Switch 2. So now I have to get one. But I'm in the situation like aside from Mario Kart and like, Donkey Kong looks cool, but I'm not like gonna rush out and get it. I played Mario Kart. I don't care what the differences are. You play one Mario Kart, you play them all.
Some people are going to be very mad about
Fight me. But like, there's nothing on it right now that is like the most exciting. Maybe Metroid Prime 4, but I still have a Switch 1. And by all accounts, that's going to work on Switch 1. So yeah, there's really nothing that says I need this immediately. All of those games, anything I want to play, I have other systems to play it on. I didn't get a PS5 until Spider-Man came out. So
I don't think there's going to be any reason until like the holidays.
or until like the next Mario or the next Zelda comes out.
Yeah.
So
Well, Russ, you said in 2 years. It'll
Right,
be a
I think
great
it's going to be great in 2 years. I'm a
that's what I'm
2-year
thinking,
kind of late guy usually if I don't have a YouTube video to make. You know. Just because, I'd rather buy something and have it super special because all these games I can now play that I've been hearing about for years. Like that's exciting to me. And there's so many games to play. Like I don't mind waiting a couple years to play these.
Yeah, I think also too we're at a point where it used to be, games were very much like console specific, and now like everything is available everywhere.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have all of these different things to play literally everything, like there's no immediate reason to go out and get the Switch 2 until that specific Nintendo game that you want is there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's a very exciting time for people like us.
Yeah.
Because there's like a million things to play with.
Yeah, you always got something new to check out and talk about.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something old though. How many people here? Round of applause for these guys. How many people here watch the Wulffden podcast?
Oh, I know one guy.
Yeah, I see the shirt. My face is on that shirt.
So there's something. Do you guys have like a
would you like us
Would you like us to queue it up?
Would you like to do the backlogs?
get out your computer
Nah.
so you can look up a thing? We got to get a random.
You better
number
chat with me
generator.
or else this is going to be really awkward.
So anybody who watches their show, they have a segment called the backlog. What we need from you guys is they're going to start yelling. We need you to jump in and yell with them. All right?
You
They're
just have to
gonna
yell the
back.
backlog.
Yeah. Those of you who don't watch, you should watch. Backlog, 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 backlog.
One guy did it. It's the backlog.
This is a segment of our podcast, Wulffden Podcast, where we go through our video game collection. It is a collection of now 1,049 games. We bought 2 today.
Ooh, we added 2.
We're going to pick one at random and talk about it, regardless of whether or not we've played it.
You pick a number between 1 and 1,045. Have we done 1 before?
So this is a cheat because 1 is actually the title bar, title,
Do
console.
2.
left.
Do 2.
Do 2.
You had one job.
Hey, it's time to talk about Crazy Taxi for the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh,
That was really good, Will.
I like this is a game we've all played.
Yes,
Taxi,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
thank God.
Sometimes there's games on here neither of us play. So
I mean,
we have
why
to
do you think I'm dressed like this?
I thought you were Master Roshi cosplaying.
Crazy Taxi is here. The guy is here. The
I saw
car,
car.
the car is
I
here.
thought
Yeah, it looks
the
really
Crazy Taxi voiceover guy.
cool. No.
I thought the Offspring were here.
So this is for Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Okay.
yes. Available on GameCube as well, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 as well, arcade game. Soon to be delisted from current console, so get it now.
That's very annoying.
Yes.
So it is available, but they're remaking all of like a handful of these
Yeah.
Dreamcast games. And that's one of them. And they want you to buy the new one.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It does. Right.
This is why games preservation is so important.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so Crazy Taxi, for those of you who don't know, it was a Sega Dreamcast launch game. You were a taxi driver in San Francisco, and you had to pick up passengers and take them to their location, collecting the
Like
fare along
Tower
the way.
Records
Tower
and
Records,
Pizza Hut.
KFC, Pizza Hut. It was in San
And
Francisco.
now all the remakes don't have any of those.
It was in San Francisco, so you can drive up the hills, drive down the hills, bomb
Yeah.
around the beach and stuff. It was
It had good
awesome.
music, and all the
Offspring.
remakes don't have the music anymore.
It had songs from The Offspring and Bad Religion, but all anyone remembers is the one Offspring song.
Yes. Yeah.
All I Want, off of X-Nay on the Ombre.
So why do we have this game?
Because we have a Dreamcast that's like required.
It was like given to us, right?
I don't know if that was given to us. So we got our Dreamcast secondhand, but I don't know if that was included in the games.
So we got the Dreamcast and we had to build out the essential Dreamcast
Yes.
games. Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Crazy Taxi,
Crazy Taxi, Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Yeah.
So that's my spot. Also, good arcade game, Crazy Taxi.
Absolutely good arcade.
Very good
game,
arcade.
it's also a budding YouTuber lesson because you get copyright strikes every
Yes.
time you try to
Yep.
play that game and have the soundtrack going.
Yes.
So everyone learns to mute that game when they show any footage.
Which
I
is
learned
a
that the
shame
hard way
because,
as
like,
well. So
You know, the soundtrack is half the fun.
Yeah.
Like hearing that music, like gets you hyped to like just drive around and like
Yeah.
deliver passengers to their location.
That happened to me recently with Fortnite. Yeah. I got the Sabrina Carpenter skin and I kept playing the thing every
Yeah.
5 seconds and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. There were 2 sequels to this. There was Crazy Taxi 2, on
Which
the
you
Dreamcast,
almost bought
which I
just
almost
now.
bought. But it's $40. If you see it, tell me. Because my friends are like, you should buy it. You should buy it. Like,
$40 is a lot.
it's a lot for a late Dreamcast game. Then there was Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller for the original Xbox.
Yep.
That takes place in Vegas.
That's a
Less
good one.
people know about that.
yeah.
So
There is a San Francisco mode in that game, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also The Simpsons Road Rage, which is literally just this game, but with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And everybody loves that game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I never played that game, but I played Crazy Taxi like it was my job when it
Oh,
first came
yeah.
out. I loved that game so much. Every single time I sat down, I would look at all of my other games. Crazy Taxi was the one that I always wanted to play, and it was. And you're right. The only game or the only song I remember from that game is that one Offspring
if
song.
I'm driving and I have my music playing and that song comes on, I have to skip it because I will drive fast in my actual car.
They
when
start
that
picking
song-
people up and stuff.
Yeah.
Get in. You want to go to Pizza Hut?
It's also, not to bring the mood down, but like, do you realize we were this close to having somebody in the executive branch who was a fan of that game?
That's
Oh,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
He,
that you're all
played it on
thoroughly
stream or
depressed.
something, right?
What?
He played it on.
You
his
played it on
or
stream,
something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Tim
right.
Wolf.
I
Tim
forgot
Wolf.
that.
So you got to get that game now before it's taken.
Yes, you got to get that game now.
Get it
If
on
you
Steam
see
or
it out
something.
there, just get it and enjoy it from whatever
Or it's
system
on
you can
Steam.
see for.
We
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
you just buy it.
But the
Legitimate.
Steam version does not have the Offspring song, so hack it and put the Offspring song in.
I feel like there's got to be a mod. For
There's
that.
definitely a mod.
So here's my question. Sega's doing this thing where they're taking all of their stuff off of platforms.
Yeah, because they want you to buy the new version.
Well, yes, but do you also think that they're going to try like a Sega subscription service where you would subscribe to all their games?
They tried something like that on iOS. It was called Sega Forever. The games were free,
Forever.
but like you had to like it had ads.
most likely
Yeah.
Sega for now.
It had ads. You paid to get rid of the ads, but like I mean that was a good first step, I think.
So we know we have Genesis games on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like Dreamcast games. Like that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Xbox is trying to do some bullshit with Atari.
Yeah.
So maybe they can get in with that, but
Crazy Taxi Classic is available right now on iOS for free. So everyone take out your phones. Do it.
My Android too. Yeah.
I was in
Android
an
too,
Uber
yeah.
once in
Yes.
Boston. We were in an Uber in
Yes.
Boston, and I think the guy asked about the game convention we were at, and he's like, "There should be a game where you play as an Uber driver and pick up passengers." And we were like, "Crazy Taxi." He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Crazy Taxi." And then he's like, "You can get it on your phone." And he was driving and downloading the game.
That's a good Uber driver.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the backlog.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Come
for
to a
coming. We're not
podcast
done
sometime.
podcasting, though.
Stick around.
Stick around.
You said you bought some games today?
One.
We bought 2.
This is exciting.
All right. So the first I got. All right. You want to talk about that one first?
You got in here and you said, "We don't have win back.
We don't have win.
I got to get win back." And then 10 minutes later, he found it. And there we have it.
Well,
you got it
before
with the top
you
label,
guys
too.
say anything about this game, who has heard? What's it called again?
Win back.
Who has heard of this game for N64?
Win back
7 or 8?
covert operations.
So
I replayed it recently when it got onto
it is
Nintendo Switch
available
Online.
on Switch Online plus expansion pack.
Yeah, I replayed it on that. It's awesome.
It's not bad. Yeah.
So we have Metal Gear Solid at home. That's
Yeah.
what you called it.
Yeah, because like the N64 obviously didn't get Metal Gear Solid, so this is the cheap knockoff. But for a cheap knockoff, it's not so bad.
It feels like a mix between Metal Gear Solid and Time Crisis.
Yes,
And I love both those games.
It's a cover shooter before that was like in vogue.
Yeah, so like the controls are really weird, but it works really well. And I'm fascinated by games that like don't have the controls, like the modern control scheme.
Yeah. Right.
Because sometimes it just works,
Right.
but you have to figure it out. Once you get used to it, you're like, oh, this is pretty decent. Because it feels like a totally different game mechanic that you're just not used to.
I love that.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite N64 games. It's one of the best ones.
There's a port for this on the PlayStation 2. It's basically the same game, but they add voice acting and like the graphics are a little bit better.
And it is like cheesy and like, weird.
Yeah. And there is a sequel for PlayStation 2 and original Xbox that I almost bought today because I saw it for original Xbox, but we don't own an original Xbox. If I see it on PlayStation 2, it's coming home with us.
Okay.
I will be the win back guy.
And then you got on
And then I got Onimusha 3, Demon Siege, because I liked the first game. I never like played the rest of the series. I actually saw somebody had the second game for $15, but it had like a sticker over here that said "Do not open," and that concerns me because like I don't know about you guys, but when I go to these places and I see a disc game, look at the back because they're like some of these people sell scratched up games or like the sticker on the cover is like messed up.
Yeah.
That happened to me one time. Like I bought a game and I opened it afterwards and like half of the label was missing.
Yeah, you got to
So,
look at it.
yeah,
'cause these
so-
are all used.
Exactly. So just make sure you look at your labels.
That's the one that was like French, right?
yeah. Jean Reno, actual French actor, is in
Actual French man.
He's in the game. He voices his French dialogue, not his English dialogue.
Ah, interesting.
So, but yeah,
Aren't they're making a new Onimusha?
they're
game,
making
right?
a new Onimusha. Yeah, and I know 1 and 2 are available now on like Switch and Steam and whatnot. This one isn't yet. So
I have never played any.
the first one's really good.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's Resident Evil with samurai, but like it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we talked about Devil May Cry this week, this is like of the era where Capcom would take the Resident Evil formula and apply it to something like Dino Crisis, Devil May Cry, this.
Yeah, and they were all kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Will, did you get that N64 game? Did you get that because you're going to bring it home and put it in an N64? Do you have an N64 hooked up still, or are you waiting for the analog 3D?
I do want the analog 3D. It's more just to have on hand. You know, some of these, like, I'm reaching a point where I have all the games I would want or like would want to play. So like, there's nothing like I really need anymore.
The ones that we need to get are ones that we used to rent from like Blockbuster all the time.
This was one of them.
And like I have fond memories of, but I don't have it, you know?
Right,
And this
right.
is one of those games.
I mean, having said that, I don't really want to start getting the Army Man games on N64.
I don't think I liked those games.
Nobody likes them, but they made like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Like that's a game. That's a series that fascinates me from a distance.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like none of those games are good. They made 1,000 of them.
And people bought them and
Yes,
people
right.
liked them.
Yes.
So I
did
bought
not
a
like
ton of games during this one. Last year, I don't know if you guys were here last year, but I bought a bunch of NES games. And I was trying to fill out my collection. And now I feel like I'm complete. Like I don't have everything, but I have everything I like.
Right.
This year, I was like, I don't have anything I want. And then I walked by the first booth and they had PS Vita games. And I was like, I do not need to buy PS Vita games because, you know, a jailbroken PS Vita has all the PS Vita
Right.
games. But I was like, wait, if everyone else is doing that, that means they might be pretty cheap, right? Because there's no demand for them. And they are pretty cheap, like $20 a game-ish, you know? So I bought like 8 of them in the past 2 days. Like I went nuts.
They are fun to rip.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it's really just to kind of have them because who knows, maybe 20 years from now, it might be really cool to have these like cool little cartridges
Yeah.
that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Was
So-
the PS Vita the one that had the weird discs?
No, that was the PSP.
That was the PSP.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So the
couldn't
PSP
remember.
had
Like
cartridges.
Switch cartridges look kind of
Yeah,
little
they look
cartridges.
just like a Switch
Yeah.
cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, so I bought like 8 of those, and I mostly bought like the PS2 remakes, so like the Sly Cooper collection, and like Final Fantasy X remake, and the Metal Gear Solid collection, like all of those. 'Cause
Yeah.
those are kind of my favorite to play on the PS Vita anyway. And then of course Gravity Rush. And,
Yeah.
The PS Vita, we didn't have one, but after
did.
You did.
I did,
I
yeah.
never really touched it. But after like getting it and like hacking it and stuff and enjoying that library, there's a lot of great games on there. And
Yeah.
then taking those games and putting them on like other devices.
Yeah.
You can start to do some really cool shit with that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
So obviously you guys do a lot of consoles and retro handhelds and everything. What's your controversial, most overhyped and overrated one?
Most overhyped handheld
Yeah.
or console in general?
Console or retro handheld?
Most overhyped console or retro handheld? We have to get this question right, so we have to ponder it for a second.
Oh my.
Most overhyped.
I used to say the Vita because of everyone's like, you got to hack a Vita. And I was like, stop telling me to do this. And
I
that's
never
just
tried
really
one.
why I was bad about it.
I never had a portable PlayStation system.
I'm going to say, this is going to make people mad. I'm going to say 3DS.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people who love 3DS and it's never jived with me. I don't know if it's just the mechanics of it or the graphics originally like on the console itself. Like I don't mind it upscaled and stuff, but there's no retro emulation handheld that can play it properly. And so you're kind of in this weird middle ground where it's like I don't like playing on the original console just because it looks so like kind of chunky, you know? But then I don't like playing it upscaled because the mechanics don't work either. And so for me, I don't like testing it. Like it's not a system.
I'm kind of the opposite. Oh, you don't like testing emulation?
Like I don't like playing on emulation. I often don't show it on my videos because I'm just like, nah.
I was going to say I'm the opposite because playing it on the original hardware, I'm like, oh, these games are kind of sick. I mean, the 3D is like useless. I don't want to see that at all.
Yeah.
But playing them in 2D or even like the 2DS that's a wedge that everybody hates, you can get one for $70. You know?
That's actually really comfortable.
And you can put a lot of emulators on it. They like the N64 emulator is like a little janky, but like they're pretty sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, the question was overrated.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know if this is going to be a hot take or whatever, but the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, the first one, I say this because, especially when it came out, but you know, today even, I have never seen anybody actually play a video game on it. Whenever they had it out, they were either watching a movie or listening to music. They never used it as a game system. In high school, like when it came out, like one kid got it. He's like, yo, man, I got the PSP. I'm like, what do you do with it? Like, watch this. And he's playing music. Like, what games you got on it? Games? I'm like, I feel like that's a failure on Sony's part. Because, like, yeah, they advertised it as a game system, but they clearly didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah.
Well,
because
people were buying it to do that stuff. So
yeah, but like, again, never saw anybody play a game on it.
at the time, I would have said it was overrated. Now, I played some PSP games. I like some PSP games.
Yeah, I'm sure the games are fine, but the system itself, like,
Yeah, I mean that little thumb nub is pretty
The
terrible
thumb
in
nub,
today's
yeah.
standards. You know, like I remember playing
that's
Daxter
another
on
thing.
it.
Like, that was the end of the PS2 era.
Yeah,
By then, they would have known dual analog sticks and like four trigger buttons are like standard, and they're just like, nah.
yeah. Like I remember I would play Daxter and like SOCOM on it, and I'm like, these are vastly inferior to the PS2.
Yeah.
You know, and that wasn't a good feeling. I can see that, but I do love PS2.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the back touch?
That was the Vita.
That's
the Vita. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have a good answer. I'm like piggybacking off of these answers.
Yeah.
I don't have a good answer because, like, I mean, when I think of a handheld system that has hype, the only thing I can think of is Nintendo Switch, and that did really well.
Yeah.
and
I
it
like
turned out
it.
to be
Like,
an awesome system.
I really want to say the Switch is overhyped, but I like it, so I don't.
Right, it's hard. That's
Maybe
a
the
really
Switch
hard
too, because I was just talking shit about it before.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That's a good choice.
It's overhyped now.
Yeah.
But like Russ said, in 2 years, it's going to be awesome.
I think in 2 years it'll have a lot of games, but I think in 2 years it'll be vastly eclipsed in terms of technology.
Oh, I mean, by the end of the year, we'll probably have something that's going to put it in its place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not like the thing that's going to put it in its place going to be way more expensive,
Yep.
and most people won't care about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, PlayStation Portal. Easy. Completely forgot about the PlayStation Portal.
That's an accessory. It's not a console.
Some would argue. This guy right here would argue, so I can answer the question. Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Good question. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Will, you actually inspired this, talking about checking the discs.
What was that?
You actually inspired this saying to check about the discs. So,
yeah.
20 years ago, I was at some electronics boutique and they had Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes for GameCube.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Walked 5 seconds out of the store not checking it. There's like chewing gum on the back of this too. I'm like,
Right.
okay, that's not happening. For the Nintendo Switch Online, the GameCube collection, any rare, that's on my wish list for something to hit there. I don't think it's happening because Konami. any rarities or hard to emulate games that you have a wish list for that you guys would all want on Nintendo Switch Online?
In terms of GameCube or anything?
GameCube, the GameCube collection,
Okay.
like
GameCube
rarities or
collection on
hard to
Nintendo Switch
emulate
Online.
stuff that you'd want on there.
What do you want to see?
What do I want to see?
Yeah.
You just had a video.
I just did a video about it last week, and I named off a few. I rattled off some twins. Twin Snakes would be awesome. I am a pro Twin Snakes kind of guy.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're
Thank
one of
you.
us.
I like the cinematics of it. I think it feels more refined. And I remember playing it off the heels of Metal Gear Solid 2, so it all felt natural too.
Yeah.
But what I would want to see GameCube wise, I don't know. I like Chibi Robo, like some of the lesser.
That's
those
coming.
that are really expensive.
I think
to
that was
buy.
on the list.
I think it's on the list.
Yeah,
I think that's coming.
so,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to
It's
see
not
that.
like the bottom of the list,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like I'd want to see some of the more obscure stuff, like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I love that game back in the day. Stuff like that.
I want to see, piggybacking off of the Twin Snakes, that developer, Silicon Knights, their first GameCube game, Eternal Darkness,
Oh,
and
yeah.
its Requiem. Because you talk about a game that Nintendo just released and forgot about, and there's no way to play it right now aside from emulation.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And it was a great game to boot. The sanity effects in it, sell the whole thing on its own with a really mature story, for Nintendo at the time. Nothing, they hadn't done anything like that before. I want them to put that out there. I honestly don't think they will, because I think they're kind of embarrassed by it as a company, because it was their attempt to be a mature game, and it didn't sell.
Right.
We got the 5-minute timer.
Oh,
okay.
I want Smash, but it has to come with some fixes like a better netcode. It can't be a problem when you're hosting and the other guy's got a slower connection. The input lag's got to be fixed. They got to overhaul the whole thing if they're going to put Smash on there.
SSX Tricky.
yes.
I adore that game so much, and I want to play it on the new system.
Yes,
Thank you.
I would
so you
love
said
that.
5-minute warning?
Yeah, we got a 5-minute warning.
Thank you so much for the question.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, how's it going?
Next.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
I'll keep it quick. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are on the whole Sheets versus Wawa debate.
Sheets versus Wawa.
Sheets, baby.
I
don't
What do you know about Sheets versus Wawa? I was a Sheets guy for a really long time.
Yeah.
I got my kids when we drive to visit my wife's family in Kentucky. We passed by Sheets, and I started going, Sheets, baby. And now my kids say it, so we are a Sheets family. End of discussion. I don't got anything against Wawa, but gun to my head, you know my answer.
So I'm a Hawaii guy. We don't have either of those, but I
The
did.
ABC store.
Yeah, we have ABC store, but no, I lived in Maryland for a while. We had Wawa there, and people loved Wawa because you didn't have to talk to a real person. You could just order your sandwich with a tablet.
Sheets has the same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was back 2010 or so. So I'm gonna go with Wawa just because that's the one that has a nice memory. But I'm not a trusty, reliable person for that.
I used to be Sheets, but they don't do the $4 footlong anymore, right?
Nobody
So
does.
we're Wawa now. Screw them.
The town I live in has one stoplight and one store, so I don't have a choice.
We're on Long Island. We don't have either.
Yeah.
So I only go to Wawa when I come here.
Oh, okay.
We have Quick Check, and Quick Check sucks. That's not
Yeah.
even close to any of these things.
So what we have is 7-Eleven, which is super nice in
But you
Hawaii.
got a nice
Yeah, you got good
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, bentos and stuff like that. It's a place worth going. We'll go there for lunch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a 7-Eleven that lost their liquor license because they gave it to kids.
Sheets.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you.
Wawa. Okay, they like Wawa.
We're in Wawa territory.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. Today's backlog was about Crazy Taxi, which
I can't hear you at all.
today's backlog was about Crazy Taxi.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am currently working in my university to set up a little area in the library to preserve old video games and stuff. And
Hell
Crazy
yes.
Taxi is one of them that we have. My question is for anyone, do you have that one game that you're kind of proud of having that isn't really super well known or not really in print anymore that you're just kind of I'm glad I have this?
A game that we have that we're happy to preserve that is hard to play somewhere or something. Yeah.
Twin Snakes, definitely.
Twin Snakes is
Yeah.
one of them. Shit. I mean, this.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's on Nintendo Switch Online, so I
Right.
guess not so much.
So I had, growing up, I had an NES kid, we had a game called Shadow of the Ninja. And this was, I don't know how we got it. It was a late stage NES game. You can find it for $500 over here in the booths or whatever. But we just had it, and I still have our childhood copy. And so it's like probably my most valuable game. And I don't know how we picked it up, but it's a fun game. It's like Ninja Gaiden, a little bit more side scrolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
I always say this, but the Sonic Advance games, because you cannot get those anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of like almost all the games that I really like are games that are easy to still get a hold of and play. But the thing that Nintendo is very good at is I never want to play their games on emulation after the Super Nintendo because they always had a weird ass controller.
Yeah.
And so anytime I try and play, like, I can't play GameCube games on this because the buttons aren't in the right place. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So all of those games that are on N64 or GameCube or DS or 3DS, like they have like physical real world DRM. And so I'm just glad to have those things
Yeah.
preserved so that we can still play them.
Yeah. Good question.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll also just add real quick the N64 version of Resident Evil 2. It's like that's hard to come by, and that's really expensive now.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Hello.
Hey, so you guys were talking about WinBack and how like the controls were a little weird, but it worked. Do you think that modern games are missing something now that controls are like less experimental?
No, it's so much nicer now. You have no idea how hard we had it back then.
So there was a point in time where I played most of my shooters on PC because it was more standardized and like consoles didn't have it figured out. But I'm getting bored of every game that's like just a third-person action game where you punch and then you block when an icon comes up over their head, or like shooters that all have the exact same mechanics. So that's getting boring to me. So that's why going back and playing a game like this, it feels refreshing because it's like they built the game around these mechanics, and the mechanics are how you control it. And I miss stuff like that.
I'm kind of split on that because I feel like, so I recently played through like Clair Obscur and Final Fantasy 16, and the mechanics are similar but different enough that I can, like, when I think of those games, I can feel how it plays to play those games because of the buttons you press the most often. You know, like you block with like a certain button in Final Fantasy 16, and I don't know, like I really like the feel of some games. It's nothing new or revolutionary, but when you put 40 hours into a game and you play it a certain way, I don't know, it's like my muscle memory kicks in, and so I kind of like that feeling. But
if it's like a shooter, like a Call of Duty clone or something, I want it to feel like Call of Duty, you know?
Right.
But I also like having something completely different so I can feel like I'm not playing Call of Duty.
To me, it's not so much like, you know, if the controls are standardized, that's great. It's about like then what you do with it. Like how do you build upon that? The unique experience, the story you're telling, what else do you add to it?
Right.
Like Crysis 2 and like Call of Duty, like similar control scheme, but Crysis 2 has a much more interesting story, much more compelling like action set pieces, more abilities that you can do because of the suit. So like I will hold Crysis 2 above any Call of Duty.
Wow.
Came out after Modern Warfare 2 because it's just like that's what you're supposed to do, build upon what's already there.
Yeah.
I'm old. I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to learn a new way to play a game every time I sit down to play a game. Sometimes I just want to play.
Good
Thank
split.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Last question.
Last question, because they already got the time's up thing up there.
So I found a lot of your guys' content because I've spent more time inside of consoles than actually playing them.
Okay.
So what is your biggest console modding horror story?
Console modding horror story?
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely broken some shit.
We had an original original release Game Boy Advance, and his attempt to mod it the first time was drilling a hole in it, boring a hole in it, and sticking a USB stick inside and super gluing it shut.
There's a big space in the Game Boy Advance.
There's a lot of
Like,
space.
It'd be really cool if there was a pocket knife in there and I could put a USB stick in there. It's like a little Swiss Army knife. And
That didn't work out.
Did not work.
Now we don't have.
I completely ruined the Game Boy Advance.
I got my PSP at launch, February 2005, and spent all this time thinking about it, reading all the websites, getting it, pre-ordering all these games, and then all of a sudden there was like a jailbreak and a mod available, and I think you had to like shock it or something. I can't even remember. I did that. I completely bricked my PSP just so I could play NES games on it. It was the stupidest thing I'd ever done, and I threw the thing out because I was like, I don't even want to see it, and I regret that too because I probably could have salvaged it. That's like my worst thing. Is like, man, I really screwed that thing up.
I can't really hear the question. I think it's what we've modded something.
Modding horror stories.
Okay, so I have never modded a system, But when I was very young, we did not have cable TV, and I wanted to watch a cartoon on Saturday, and I live way up near Canada. You could get Canadian stations on certain days. They would come in, and it was really fuzzy. So I cut a cord off of a lamp, wrapped it around the antenna, thinking it just needs more electricity, and I plugged it into the wall. I survived, but man, that was dumb.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much.
you.
Thank you for coming. Panel. That's the Wulffden. Get that
Yay.
vote.
I'm doing
Russ,
a signing
Richard,
at
Igor.
5:45. We're gonna book it to signing booth 1 if you want to.
Signing booth 1, 5:45.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
What is it?
Signing booth 1, 5:45. Yeah.
5:45. Go there.
Anyway,
Stay
Russ,
right, everybody.
NerdNest. I'm sorry. I ruined your introduction. I ruined.
It's all good.
It's okay.
Bye. That's it.
Bye.
We're running out of here.